Really, because I think it's fair. Until we hear the owner actually come out and go like this, I love this kid, he's my guy. I think we have to take all the reporting, like a grain of salt here and just kind of like, okay, let's balance that. He's leaning towards really liking him. The general manager, reports are that he's not sold on him. Welcome aboard. Football Friday here on the National Football Show with your boy Dan Sileo. I hate to do this to you, Eagle fans, but the Dallas Cowboys won the NFC East last night. It's over. It's over. Potentially still an opportunity to make a run at a playoff spot. Still hangs in the balance here. These next couple games are all playoff games for the Eagles. But last night, the Dallas Cowboys won the East. Okay? It's over. It is over now. They've won it. I know you don't want to relent to that, but they've won the East. There's just no getting around it unless there's some massive catastrophe. Dak gets hurt, what have you. They won the East. Okay? So where does that leave the Eagles? We're going to get to that. By the way, championship football this weekend on Saturday, college football. I think it's a better college football weekend than it is really an NFL weekend. We'll talk Jets and Eagles. Eagles go back to the Meadowlands. We'll give you our thoughts on that. Also, the NFL weekend itself for Sunday. The game of the week is really on Monday night. It's Bills and Patriots. So we'll hit on that. And obviously a little bit on last night. Here, this just in too. Guys, Taysom Hill is not an NFL starting quarterback. And how that guy garnered a $95 million contract from the Saints and the Benson family and Mickey Loomis, the general manager, just blows my doors off. You gave that guy $95 million. I know he's got a player contract that's filled with incentives, and he's got to perform to that. And don't give me the broken hand. If the guy sucks, get him out of there. But holy cow, man. And you got Ian Book on the bench, too. You didn't even try to put him. That just didn't make sense last night. There's no question the Saints are going to be in the market for an upcoming quarterback. They've got to. This upcoming offseason, they got to be looking at one of these upcoming quarterbacks that are going to be out there on the open market. So there's no question. We'll talk a little bit, like I said, about the conference championship games, too. That'll be on Saturday. I think there's some really great storylines. Am I going to take Xander's Bama over Georgia? We'll talk a little bit about that as well. There's some really great storylines. Really great storylines going into this weekend for the Eagles. Did you see that Jeffrey Lurie has come out, the Eagle owner, and saying that he is sold on Jalen Hurts? That's pretty good to have that kind of endorsement if you're Jalen Hurts and his agent, and you're feeling pretty good that the owner of the Eagles is behind you and wants you to be the face of the franchise. Okay? That's pretty good stuff there. Okay? It's pretty good. And again, that's being reported. It wasn't like in an actual soundbite or anything. So it's kind of like paraphrasing. But we're kind of getting the sense here that the owner of the Eagles really likes the kid. Can we leave it at that at least? Really, because I think it's fair. Until we hear the owner actually come out and go like this, I love this kid, he's my guy. I think we have to take all the reporting, like a grain of salt here and just kind of like, okay, let's balance that. He's leaning towards really liking him. The general manager, reports are that he's not sold on him. So are they playing good cop, bad cop versus you? Is this what they're doing to Eagle fans right now? They're doing good cop, bad cop. That's what I think they're doing. I really like the kid. I endorse the kid. The kid's great. Again, reports. Reports also. GM's like, well, no, not yet. I'm not there yet. That's why I've got my crazy binoculars out. and I'm looking at guys like Kenny Pickett at Pitt, or I'm looking at Sam Howell from North Carolina, or some of these other stiffs that are going to go into the NFL draft next April. So what's really true? I think there's a little of truth to both of those comments and both of those evaluations, if true. I do think they love the kid. But isn't that what we've been saying the whole time, guys? We've been saying that the whole time. We love the kid. I don't really think there's anybody that has come out and said anything but this. Man, I pray that this kid becomes a success. I pray that this kid is the face of the franchise. I'm pulling for him. He's easy to root for. I don't think there's anybody that we've talked to that has said anything other than we really like him. He's a good face of the franchise. He reminds you a little bit of Dak Prescott and how he conducts himself and handles himself. So I'm okay with that. And like I said, these guys are going to ping pong it back and forth all the way up until the April draft. So I don't really think that's a story. I think that's what they really feel. Love the kid, not sure of the kid. But everybody that's come on our program has said that. So this is not like groundbreaking news here. Now, it's different when the owner and the general manager are starting to comment. Now, again, these are reports. Until you actually see video or you hear a soundbite, they're reports, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. But let's expand on that for a bit. So, Doug Peterson was on with one of the local sportscasters in Philadelphia, and I'm going to paraphrase this. He's saying, I'll tell you what. Nowadays, when it comes to developing, especially that position, the quarterback position, I just don't know if you get enough time nowadays to develop these guys. Because there is such an emphasis on that position to get it right. What do you think is proper evaluation time? Carson Wentz, I think he got just a tick below 70 starts. If I'm not mistaken, will somebody check me on that? I think it was a tick below 70 starts as a member of the Eagles. I think his record was 35, 32, and 1. Am I right? Something like that. I think it was somewhere in that range. I saw that a couple months ago. I may be wrong here on that. 70 starts, I think you pretty much know who your guy is. And you know who he is and what his ability is. What's proper time? Well, and the way Doug was talking, Doug was saying, I just don't know if they're going to give Jalen enough time. That's what I took away from it. I took away from it, will the Eagles give Jalen Hurts enough time for a true evaluation? Because the Eagles are not alone in this. There's going to be guys, at least 10 teams. Guys, 10 teams are going to be looking for a new starting quarterback in 2022. And the Eagles could clearly be in that conversation. What's proper evaluation? Hey, and by the way, you could actually say this. Well, Hurts is getting his chance. And then when we go back to Wentz, Wentz is he's right around 500 when he was in Philly, right? 35, 32, and 1. I think that was the number. He's 6-6 in Indy. So is he a 500 quarterback? Is that who he is? 70 starts told us in Philly kind of who he is. He's prone to making those bonehead moves like we saw in that Titans game. But he's also prone to go on these lengthy streaks. 200 attempts, no interceptions, 100 quarterback rating, playing great. All of a sudden he'll have one of those fart games where you're like, dude, you're all over yourself. Oh, my God. And all we remember is those two plays against the Titans, pick sixes and all that. It's some of the worst football I've seen from the quarterback position in 2 minutes in my life. So What's the proper evaluation? And by the way, watching Taysom Hill last night, Jalen Hurts is better than that kid. And I'll tell you what, Sean Payton is giving that guy every chance to be successful. Even in the postgame, he was coming up with excuses. Kid played hard, man. I really gave him a lot. He played through injury. We got to make some of those catches. He had a bad throw with the interception. He had 4 of them last night. Hey, and for the record, remember what I said? I said that the Saints were going to make that game close. The big question was going to be, go back and watch yesterday's show. I said, will the Saints be able to play 60 minutes and keep that same intensity going? They couldn't overcome the 4 picks. They just, even at home, they could not overcome it. I'd love to hear what your evaluation is. What's your evaluation time that you think that we need to give Jalen Hurts? The owner reports he's sold on Hurts. Howie Roseman, the general manager of the Eagles, is not. What's the proper time frame? Have you already made your decision? All right. Guys, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. We have had some of the best weeks possible, and we thank you so much, man. Thank you. You know how this works. I bring you guys into the conversation, and make no mistake about it, man. You guys, I write stuff down. You guys put it also here, and we go back and forth. Do me a favor. Xander, please, can you post again for me so I can read it? I want to get Jeremiah's thoughts in here again. I think it depends on the situation. A quarterback going to franchise with a good O-line and weapons, you only need a year. I want to give Jalen 2022 as well. So basically he wants to do this year and next year. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Nick, give him next year. So Nick wants to go 2 years. Bob says 1 more year at least. So, Bob, you think 32 games. Or now, you're looking at 34 games. JK says remove Howie. JK, not happening. Howie's not going to be removed from that conversation. Fetish, Lurie, misinformation. They want Wilson. Book it. Oh, so you think what they're doing is, that's a great comment. Hey, put that up there, Xander. Is it misinformation? Put that up, Xander, because I'm going to explain to you. Is it misinformation? Watch this. You guys go in public as an organization. We love our guy. We love our guy. We're sold on our guy. You bring the value down of somebody else and you kind of thin the market out by not being involved in it, but you're kind of involved in it. You're kind of kicking the can. You're not really wanting anyone to know that you're looking for a quarterback in the free agent market. Could that be a smokescreen by the owner? Moore says we have to give him 2 years. Boy, that seems to be a big trend here. 2 years. Smile says Hurts can't pass. He can't pass. He's an average NFL starter. Fly says Hurts needs another season with real wideouts, not backups. That's fair. Dave says the Saints are literally ready to win now, but I don't think Sierra would want to live in New Orleans. I think she'd love to live in New Orleans. It's a great city. Dave, you put Russell Wilson in, and I completely disagree with Xander. Xander thinks that Russell Wilson stinks. And he's no longer the top 5 quarterback he once was. He was 12-4 last year. This guy missed 6 games this year, or 5 games this year. He was injured. I mean, he gets no respite. He's never had a losing season in his 10 years as a starter in the NFL. I don't know. Really? You're going to surrender on that guy with all the success he's had because he's had a down year because he was injured the majority of the season? Not me. They have no running game, no defense, no offensive line in Seattle. That's a train wreck in Seattle. And you're going to blame that all on an injured quarterback this year. Not me. Thought I was crazy yesterday saying he's worth I promise you, there'll be 15 teams wanting to give 2-1s up for him in the offseason. I promise you that. As a matter of fact, I know that already. That's what his market value is going to be. Shakur says, when healthy, Russell Wilson could give you 10 wins. 10 wins. Hey, get this. Xander's out on Wilson. Sucks, bust. I'll tell you what then. I'll do this. I'll line Russell Wilson up. If I put Russell Wilson on that Dallas Cowboy team, they'd win 14 games. Healthy Russell Wilson, that guy wins 14 games on that team. Again, where do you see failure with him? Where have you seen failure ever with him? Except for his injured year this year. I think that's a crazy take. He thinks my take's crazy. It's good. I love that. That's what we do here. Birdman says, Russ overrated. You must be related to Xander. King Swag says, I wouldn't give up 3 first-rounders for Russell Wilson. I agree with that. I think he's going to be 34 next year. I'm not giving up that many first-rounders for him, too. Alabama bodybuilding. The Eagles are competitive in all games but a few. So give Hurts more time to develop. Guys, do you subscribe to what Doug Peterson says? Today in the NFL, we don't give enough time to these guys to develop. Look at Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill was in Miami. He sucked. Now, listen, he's walking back a little bit in Tennessee. But again, here's a quarterback without a running game. Ryan Tannehill needs a running game. Tom Brady needs a running game. Tom Brady needs one. Aaron Rodgers needs one. Everybody needs a. Hey, you want to know why the Kansas City Chiefs have walked back a little bit? Why do you think the Kansas City Chiefs have walked back a little bit since they won the Super Bowl? There's no Kareem Hunt running the ball. There's nobody taking the load off of Patrick Mahomes. They can't run the rock at all. Every quarterback in this league needs to be able to run the football. Carlos says, yeah, I saw the interview. He said, coaches, either. That's a given. Oh, wait a minute. Should I do this? Hey, guys, tell me who I am. Hey, tell me who I am. Hey, everybody, how you doing now? You know what, man? I'm from South Philly. How you doing? I'm Brian Kelly pretending I'm from South Philly like he was pretending last night that he was from Baton Rouge. I got my family down here in Baton Rouge. I didn't know a guy from Boston had a Louisiana accent overnight. Did you see that? Oh, my God. That was so classic. What a bullshit artist. I told you Brian Kelly was a bullshit artist from day one. Jeremiah, honestly, I think Howie would like to say, I drafted the new Russell, so I'm not sure they're gung-ho to get Russell. Come on, man. Come on, Jeremiah. You mean to tell me you're surrendering on Russell Wilson because he got 1 year where he was injured, and he's coming off a 12-4 year last year. Oh, man. Jeremiah, you and Xander, if you were on the boat with Columbus, they'd have turned around. Just remember that. If you and Xander were on the boat with Christopher Columbus, Columbus would have turned around. This thing's over. Forget it. Get the hell out of here. We got to go back home. Not working for me. Hey, wait a minute. I promised myself that I would never do this again. We can never compare anybody to Tom Brady. So I'll take that stuff away. Brady's an outlier, you know. Once in a generation player. Okay. Hey, okay, wait a minute here. Howie's Wilson fetish. You're not reading my avatar. Excuse me. Apologize. Yeah. Nick says, I got to surrender on Russell because I'm not giving up picks to get a guy on the team who's not ready to win a championship. Nick, well, then you're going to sit in the shit toilet for the next 2 years developing somebody you're not sure is the guy. Don't you want to win today? Anthony says, in today's NFL, 33 is 28. Guys play longer now. Yeah, that's exactly right, because nobody gets hit today. Andrew says, I know my punk ass would turn around. Yeah, because you'd be like Kyrie Irving. Xander, Kyrie Irving, okay? And the rest of some of you guys would be going like this. The world's flat. The sky sucks as a navigator. Columbus sucks as a navigator. Let's turn around. Got to get the hell out of here. Holy cow. Sanders, what they're talking about, though, he wouldn't give Jalen Hurts enough time to develop. He thinks Russell Wilson's out of gas, too, at 33. Ski says Brady was the next Montana. That's not what they thought coming out of college, homie. Look at Sileo slandering my name on here's blast. That fucking kid's my guy, man. He'll always be my guy. East Canada says, I would take Wilson, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Hey, wait a minute here. We're talking like Russell goes like this. Hey, man, where do you think we should live? You know, where do you think we should live? Hey, what's the name of that park in Philadelphia that everybody goes to during the summertime? What's the name of that park? Tell me what the name of that park is, man. Jeremiah says, not a knock on Russell. Damn, I missed it. Put it back up there for me again there, Xander. I missed it there. I want to make sure we read it. Thank you so much. Not a knock on Russell. I just think Howie's would want to say Jalen turned out to be the new Russell Wilson. Okay. Yeah, but it's not about that, man. Okay? It's not about that. Yeah, look, okay, the Rieger comment is great, okay? You're not going to hit on every single draft choice. Love Park, that's it. Hey, man, should I live near? Hey, Fairmont's good too, man. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, wait. Just tell me to stop because I don't want to sound like Brian Kelly, like I know the area like the back of my hand. Okay, I mean, hey, everybody, how you doing up there? This is Brian Kelly. Who the hell is that? This guy was in South Bend 24 hours ago. Now he's like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm from the Jefferson Parish. How you doing? I'm from Jefferson Parish. God bless the Bone Crusher. God bless the Crushers, too. Absolutely, man. Thank you, Ken. Chalk it up, Sports Philly goes. You're good, Sileo. You're an honorary Philadelphian. How you doing, baby? Let's get it going, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't believe you guys. Some of you guys like Xander and you guys going, oh, no way. Russell sucks. Okay, he sucks. I'll take him. That's what they said about Brady in his last year in New England. So are we sold? Jalen needs another year. Ski says give Hurts a big wide receiver like T.O. to go with Devontae Smith, and you'll see him whoop some teams' asses. Dan, about to start saying, yo, where can I grab some winter ice, man? How you doing? Hey, man, is there any winter ice down here in South Philly? I want to sound, sorry, I saw Brian Kelly do that last night. I said, should I try to do that? Or will I come off like a bullshit artist like him? My deduction was you come off like a bullshit artist. How you doing, everybody in Jefferson Parish? This is Brian Kelly. Dude, you're born in Boston. Where'd you get that Louisiana accent from? And by the way, it's awful. Okay? It's like Pacino playing like a Cuban guy in Scarface. Hey, man, say hello to the bad guy. Dude, that's not a Cuban guy. Okay? That's not a Cuban accent. I don't know what that was. Timothy says, Sills, where are you broadcasting from? Florida? No, Timothy, if you can tell sometimes because of my internet, I'm in communist California. So, Gavin Newsom, he kind of like flickers the lights because he's trying to like make some money or something stupid. I don't know what he's trying to do. Okay? That Brian Kelly accent was, hey, dude, chalk it up, Philly sport. I watched it. I went I had to turn it off because I went, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Andrew goes like this. I need some wood and ice. Come on, man. I said, should I do that to my boys in Philly, Boston, Florida? Should I pretend like I have an accent too? But my daughter goes like this, Dad, you don't have to. You've already got an accent. You already sound like you're from that neck of the woods. I said, sweetie, nobody from my place says neck of the woods. That's your redneck mother. My wife's from Richmond, okay, a.k.a. Dallas. So she's a Southerner, right? She says all that fixing stuff and folks on a hill. I always go, folks on a hill. Hey, know this. So my wife said this one day in front of my grandfather, God rest his soul. She goes like this, Mr. Sileo, I'm fixing to go to the store. Do you need anything? And so, my grandfather says, no, we're good. So as we're walking out the door, my grandfather goes, what's fixing mean? I said, it's like, forget about it. He's like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, it's like, forget about it. It's like, like that. Oh, okay. So she's about to go do, yeah, like that. Hey, Monkey Mind says, we don't notice our accent, nor do I. I only notice the rednecks. Hey, everybody, how you doing down here in Florida? I got down to Florida. I didn't know what a Confederate flag was. I only saw them in books. I went, whoa. How you doing? Pasquale says, I'm from Northeast Philly. And my wife, the Southern girl, it's too far. Oh, hey, Pasquale, tell me you don't laugh at your. My wife will say something like this. Man, it's as cold as a witch's tit in January. I'm like, what the fuck was that? What did you say? Britches. What's britches? Did you say bitches? No, britches. Britches. You mean pants? Yeah. I'm like, no. They're pants. They're not britches. I thought she was calling me a bitch. Hey, bitches. Britches. Oh. Oh, man. All right, man. All right. Hey. Oh. Hey, man, I heard some wild ones. Okay, so what? 2 years? You think the Eagles will give him 2 years? Or do you think this is smokescreen stuff? I'm going over yonder. Folks on a hill. That's all that shit. Brian Kelly, I wrote it down on my Twitter page. You guys got to go see it. I wrote all these sayings down that rednecks have down in Louisiana. And he's going to be working on all of his little accents. How you doing, everybody? I'm down here now with my $100 million. Why can't you just be honest and go, I took the money, man. Sorry, guys. I love you. I love you guys. Hey, by the way, doesn't it tell you something about Brian Kelly that not one of his assistant coaches went with him to LSU? What's that tell you about him? Not one of those guys went with him. Smile says, Loria likes Hurts. Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay. Is Jalen fixing to play on Sunday? And by the way, there's a report out there, too, that Jalen's injury is a little bit more serious, so it's probably a pretty good chance. Or is that smokescreen? Because I'll tell you what, if I'm the Eagles or I'm any NFL team, I pull a Bill Belichick or I pull a Philadelphia Flyers on you. You know how NHL guys, you guys can, you know how NHL guys put out injuries, right? Well, this guy's got an upper body extremity injury, and it's like ankle hurts, right? Right? Xander's calling me a nut job because he thinks Russell Wilson's finished. Oi. Yeah, Brian Kelly, the new head of the bullshit artist crew, man. Hey, I'd like you to come and play at LSU. Eat some gumbo with me. Probably doesn't even like gumbo. I like gumbo, actually. It's pretty good, hot sauce. I'm big with hot sauce. All right, Jets and Eagles. Hey, Taysom Hill, man. I don't know what Sean Payton sees in that guy. And I want to still get some more thoughts on Gardner Minshew going. You got to play him, man. If Jalen is really hurt, you got to play the kid. Got to start evaluating some of these other players. All right. Hey, and by the way, hour number 2, my friend Howard Balzer, who is in conversation with Doug Peterson. How big of a market is there for Doug Peterson? He had him also on his podcast, and I'm going to ask him how big of a market you think Doug Peterson's going to have. And let me throw this at you. With all the issues that you still see on the Eagles, do you still think it was the right move for the Eagles to have fired Doug Peterson? We'll hit on all that. Do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button. We so appreciate it. All that's still to come. And you on this Football Friday. You keep it right here on the National Football Show.